Hello, my shenanigans. So, my guest Dave Neal and I kind of hop right into the story today of the podcast Love Trapped, which is the Clayton Echard, Laura Owens paternity scandal. And so, when I was editing it back, I realized a lot of you might not have listened to this. So, I just wanted to give a brief little summary of what it was about so you can understand. And then you definitely have to go and listen to Love Trapped. It's amazing. So, a Clayton Echard, who you probably know from his not so flattering time as The Bachelor on season 26 that aired in 2022, got involved in a legal battle with a woman named Laura Owens after she claimed she was pregnant with his twins. At first, the court of public opinion was on her side, and Clayton got dragged pretty badly online. But as the case moved through the courts, more and more questions started popping up about the receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, and whether the pregnancy claim was ever real in the first place. Investigators, attorneys, journalists, and online sleuths began uncovering inconsistencies in documents, timelines, medical records, and statements connected to the case. Then, in a twist of fate, several other men came forward with stories that sounded eerily similar to what Clayton experienced, which made the whole thing even bigger. What started as a Bachelor Nation scandal eventually turned into a massive internet rabbit hole involving court documents, investigations, online sleuths, and years of alleged deception. Yet somehow, every time I thought the story couldn't get any crazier, it did. So I wanted to bring on Dave Neal, who basically lived and breathed the case for the last couple of years to help break it all down. Enjoy.
Rise and shine, it's time for D is for drama. That's drama with the D. She puts the D in drama. Her guest will spill the tea. Tune into D is for drama. If gossip's what you need, it's time for D is for drama. That's drama with the D. D.
I'm your host, Shannon D, and today I am joined by stand-up comedian and host of the Rush Hour podcast, bringing you the juiciest entertainment drama and Bachelor tea twice a day. He played an intricate role in The Bachelor's Clayton Echard and Laura Owens paternity case, which has recently made waves in the hit podcast Love Trapped. Please welcome Dave Neal.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
It's so funny to call it a paternity case because it's like so much more than that.
So much more than
but
that.
that's what got the headlines. Yeah, that's what started it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who's the father of twins that were faked?
That were faked, like 4 times over, too.
At least.
That we know of.
I know of victims that haven't spoken out. They just like don't want to.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's that one that they do mention in the podcast.
There's Greg, Mike, and Clayton. Those are the ones that she faked pregnancies with, faked abortions with, faked miscarriages with.
Yeah.
All to trap men into dating her.
And they were all twins.
And they were all twins. Twin A, twin B. They were all twins, but the reason they were twins is because at the time you couldn't do, well, no one knows for sure what's going on in her head, but you couldn't do a prenatal paternity test. So you couldn't determine who the father of twins were because there was a lot of different genetic DNA happening.
Yeah, and supposedly there could be 2 fathers, right?
I think I have no idea. But
I caught on to that, though. I was like, I bet that's why she did it.
Yeah.
Always said it was twins.
That's what the case is interesting because everyone has a theory about everything, and it's like, who knows? There's your strangest thoughts of what might have happened could be true.
Yeah. Well, I guess we just jumped right into it. But for those of you that don't know about this, you have to tune into Love Trapped. It is a very interesting story. I actually stopped watching The Bachelor like right before Clayton became Bachelor, which I'm pissed because I missed all of this. Like I would hear it a little in the headlines.
His season was a dumpster fire.
And it created Gabby Windy, who we love.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't buy it.
Oh, you think she's full of shit?
I hate the whole thing.
Do you think it's a shtick?
I mean, yeah, and I'm not like as a comic, I'm not trying to judge someone else's comedy. I just I'm over it. I'm not a.
You're done. What do you think about Robbie?
Move on. Move on.
Next topic.
I mean, that's it. I'm just like, it's not. Look, hey, you go to the buffet. The crab legs aren't for everyone. I don't do crustacea.
It's true.
I don't like. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it's not for you.
I'm not the core audience. I'm sure they know that, and they can
Yeah.
do their thing.
Well, comedy is subjective, as they say.
But I do find it does kill me that Clayton got killed on his season. He tried his best. Everyone tries their best.
Yes.
He got killed on his season. And then everyone else gets famous around him. And he's goes through this whole case, which he does not profit off of whatsoever.
Yeah.
And people like Gabby just like make fun of him for it. He's a victim of a crazy crime.
Oh, Gabby will make fun of him.
Oh, she was like trashing him, and people came after her, and she was like, "Oh my god, like you know what I mean? Like,
Wait,
oh yeah,
even
the poor white guy."
after,
Yeah.
like-
Oh yeah, she was like kind of like just joking about it, but it's like, no, listen, like sure, but this guy could have killed himself over what he went through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They put him through this story's crazy.
Yes.
And everyone who hears this story agrees. It's like 100%. It's like everyone's on the same side of this except for Laura.
Yeah.
And I think people have a hard time empathizing because he's like a big, strong man. But that's why he's in this position, because like she got away with this in front of judges, in front of, the whole system was used against him.
Yeah. And I'm pissed that I didn't follow it from the beginning, because this would have been right up my alley. I
Yeah.
love a good scandal.
But it was so hard to follow because it was like day-to-day stuff. And the Stephanie Young, who produced, who's the narrator of this podcast, did a good job. But it's like a top 3 narrative podcast on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of people that are like, oh, I was listening to this on a plane. It's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, of all the things I've done, like this is the thing that
thing.
gets all the attention.
For sure. Well, it's definitely like, I think most people are now hearing about this scandal because of this podcast.
It was weird because I was in my niche and I couldn't shout my way out of it. And I was, my audience is big. It's for what it is, but people were getting tired of the story within the niche, not realizing I was being targeted with like $100 million threats of lawsuits and like crazy targeting by her attorney in order to like prevent me from covering this case. And people were like, oh, why are you still talking about that? And it was like, my livelihood and reputation was at stake, because if we didn't come up with the evidence to prove the claims, she was going to make us look like monsters. And we knew that because that's what she does.
Yeah.
She makes like the victims look like the crazy people.
Oh, yes. Yeah. She's like the pro of gaslighting.
Yeah. And for the record now, she's charged with 14 felonies. So like she's going to go to jail in one way. She's either going to do the plea deal where she admits fault and then get a light prison sentence, or a jail sentence, like the judge will have their discretion to determine that, or she's going to like get charged with 14 felonies and have to, and most of them are like slam dunk evidence is like there. It's like the gun couldn't be smoking more than it is.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the beginning, and the beginning is how we met.
Yeah.
So we met doing stand up, didn't we?
No,
we didn't.
We met doing a sketch.
Oh.
My wife and I were like roped into doing some like Taco Bell or like Doritos.
Doritos! Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my buddies from college, Noah Finley.
And I met him at the Tempe Improv when I had a stand-up show.
Oh.
So you went to
Were
Tempe?
Yeah. Were you traveling there? Or
Yeah.
did you live there?
I was just there for a weekend.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, Noah's one of my buddies from college, who I need to have on at some point.
Well, he
Very
was
funny.
there at the Tempe Improv doing an improv show, so you might have been doing that with him. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if I was there. I mean, it was stand-up, wasn't it?
Improv.
Oh, it was
There was like
improv.
a college improv show, and I did stand-up on that show.
Oh, okay,
I was like
gotcha.
there,
So
like
it's like a variety show
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's really, whenever you get improv and stand-up on the same show, someone's going to fail.
It's different.
Because either the audience is expecting improv or they're expecting stand-up, and the one that they weren't expecting always
You gotta know what improv is before you see it.
Yes.
Or else you're just gonna be like, what are they? What's
What?
going on?
Okay, gotcha. So you met him. So then we did the Doritos challenge, like the commercial, remember? Or maybe they still do that, but they used to do this like Super Bowl, I think, challenge where then you would like win whatever.
Yeah,
Like
airtime.
being on the Super Bowl.
You're just shooting a commercial for them for free.
And so I was like the bride in it. And then
Right.
were you guys just like bystanders or something, I think?
Probably.
But you were my first podcast I ever did.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Congrats.
Sex. I made it big right off the bat. The Sex Actually podcast.
Yeah, then we called it the SAP because sex as a word would get like throttled down. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like
SAP.
really, really thriving, just trying to get. But yeah, we had a loyal audience for that. That was a fun little show.
Yeah.
And then just one day I stopped doing it. You know,
I was on it twice. We did a rooftop one during COVID.
Yeah, I loved it, but yeah, it's just like it just didn't take off to the extent that you would want. And then when my other stuff took off, I just kind of dropped it after like 400 episodes.
Because then you just started doing commentary mostly on The Bachelor, right?
Yeah. That took off during the
when that blew up.
It actually blew up covering Colton Underwood. He stalked and harassed his ex.
Yes.
There was a restraining order, and I like got a hold of it and read the text messages. And talk about failing up. He just like became Netflix. He got a Netflix special.
Oh, I know. He's like the darling of the franchise, which is nuts.
Yeah, he placed a tracking device under the hood of her car, which is a felony.
Mm-hmm.
That is it's not legal to do that.
And then he came out as gay.
And
all sins were erased.
He like faked a phone number and fake stalked himself. He Jussie Smolletted her.
Yeah.
Like he like victimized himself in order to. He was messed up, and he never fully admitted it. They signed an NDA and it went away. But I've gone hard for Cassie Randolph because she's like never wanted anything from him. She was a real victim of it, and people were saying like, oh, she's like they were again. It's just another scenario where my show started by trying to get justice for someone who was in the system, and she just wanted it all to go away.
Yeah.
But by signing that NDA, she could never really talk about it. And he just gets to go say like, oh, we can't talk about it because we agreed. It's like she was, she did him a huge favor.
Yeah.
She could have destroyed his life.
Yeah, why did they sign the NDA? Just
because she's a good person and she just wanted to go away.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, he was horrible. I don't want nothing to do with him.
Right.
And he was going through a horrible time. But most people that come out of the closet don't stalk and harass their ex.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's sad that both Cassie and Clayton, this is just what defines them, and they haven't been able to move on the way Colton has.
Yeah. And Cassie's super sweet, and her husband's a great guy, and like he's advocated for her. Mm-hmm. But that story just took off. It's still one of my most watched videos, and it changed my life because that became the first time I was covering The Bachelor with like off the field stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was only covering like the recap of of every episode.
Right.
And then there was a whole ecosystem of things that were happening in that world, which was like it was a solid niche, but there was no getting out of it. And then like luckily the last couple of years I've kind of branched to a bigger audience. Yeah, unfortunately the last two victims I've covered were men, Clayton and Baldoni, but Cassie wasn't you know what I mean? It's like it just so happens.
Have some of your or naysayers been like, oh, he's just like supporting men?
I think it's easy to say that, but because for the Clayton stuff, we couldn't get anyone to cover this case. We tried to get everybody.
Like the media?
Media, top down, from like investigative journalists at like Rolling Stone, like people that would actually like find an interest in this piece.
Yeah.
And then Megyn Kelly was gonna, and I didn't want to have to go right wing, but like they seemed to be the only voices. So like Clayton went on Charlie Kirk.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And Charlie Kirk tried to make it into this
Love Trapped.
Yeah,
I wanted to keep that out.
But it was like, and I was like, dude, what would you do if, like, because I had to do this mental thing where like, who would I go on if it meant getting the story exposed to protect my family?
Yeah, true.
And that's really what it came down to. Is like no one else wanted to cover it. The Bachelor subreddits essentially banned the conversation around it.
Oh,
yeah. Because it's controlled by just like a dozen like moderators,
right?
And they did not want this. So that's why Justice for Clayton subreddit was formed, because there needed to be a place where people actually were allowed to talk about this, share information.
Okay, well, let's go back to when you got involved.
Day one, when the story broke, I was on it within hours. An article came out in the Sun.
Yes,
and this article was like it just read it was very suspect. It was an anonymous woman claiming that he was the father of her unborn twins, and that he was like becoming a deadbeat dad and not taking accountability. And she called the cops on him because she was afraid for the safety of her babies. It just didn't line up, because we didn't just see Clayton as this big, strong guy. We kind of saw him as like the inner child. Like he was kind of like a scrawny guy growing up, and like we kind of knew like Clayton was kind of like a docile, like very soft-spoken guy.
This is from after his time on The Bachelor.
Yeah, he'd already been on the show, so like we'd already seen what he was about. The worst thing he did on the show was that he was like honest.
Yeah.
He like told the women that he hooked up with them,
Yeah.
in front of them.
Because mind you, he had just gotten off The Bachelor like a year prior, and he was like the media hated him.
Yeah, the show turned on him. They made him out to be like this like laughing stock. They on Rachel and Gabby's season, they brought like a chorus of children in to sing an a cappella song called Clayton Sucks.
No.
Yeah, like on the live premiere. They really
At
did
the
him
next season.
Yeah, they did him real dirty.
Whoa.
Real dirty. Yeah, it was
I'm
bizarre.
so mad I stopped watching.
Yeah, it was, and they made him out to be this horrible guy, and it's like, all right, well, he just like tried his best, like everyone tries their best, and they probably manipulated the hell out of him, but like that's what happens on every season.
Right.
And we judge them as humans, not for the characters that they actually are on the show, because they're in cult-like scenarios where they're sleep deprived. They're all these issues.
Oh yeah, it's
and that's why they
like
get
a Stanford experiment.
That's why they get athletes, because athletes are highly coachable, and they get
Yes.
beauty pageants, beauty contestants,
Oh.
because they're like they just want to stand on the dotted line and do what they need to do. So they
Yeah.
get people that need that validation.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the story comes out, and I'm like, oh man, this is rough, because if it's true, he's a scumbag, but also it's a paternity scandal. Like we're gonna find this out. We're gonna Maury Povich this. We're gonna find out who what the deal is. But
Mhm.
within days, more information comes out about her, Laura. She was trying to be anonymous, but also smear him publicly.
Oh yeah.
And so people found her out online real fast. So
Was this before or after she was like, I'm the anonymous girl?
before.
Okay.
She eventually like went full blown, like tried to take
Outed
control of the
herself.
narrative. Yeah, but that was like too late. So she tried to, and we later found out she sent this to everyone, Page Six, like every extra, but only The Sun ran with it because they're like the smuttiest, like lowest level of journalism. And the reporter who was featured on Love Trapped unfortunately wasn't grilled enough for the lack of responsibility that she like aired this thing in the first place.
The Sun reporter.
Yeah, because other places were like, we're not going to air. You want to be anonymous? We're not going to air this. This is
Yeah.
like, whatever. And what happened was as soon as it went out, obviously Clayton got a ton of hate, and probably spent a couple days kind of figuring out what to do. Another victim, Greg Gillespie's lady, her named Ashley,
Mhm.
she was like, oh my gosh, this story about The Bachelor, he's dealing with the same lady you dealt with.
Crazy.
And so they reached out to Clayton and were like, hello, you're not alone. And they started
Yes.
sharing notes privately. And that's when Clayton was like, I'm innocent. I can prove it. She's done this before.
So I don't understand how Laura, like, putting it out there, did she not have the foresight to think like, okay, these other men will come out?
I don't think I think this is what happened, is that she was pitching to these media organizations that she was a podcaster, but she didn't want them to share that so it was her way of like wanting that clout to get the story made, not realizing that they weren't just going to say she was anonymous. They called her an anonymous podcaster who had a TEDx talk from Scottsdale.
Yes.
Like that's one too many things for the Bachelor community.
Yes. It's hard not to.
And because of that, they were able to find Greg. She claimed she was pregnant with Greg's twins. And in Greg's case, from just several years earlier, also in the Scottsdale area, in Greg's case, he didn't want to date her after they banged. She said, I'm pregnant. And then she said, I'll get an abortion if you keep dating me.
Yes.
That was the thing she was using for leverage.
Mhm.
I'll abort the kids if you date me. Greg knew it was full of shit. He had used protection, condom pulled out, did the whole shebang.
Mhm.
And he's like, and he played the game with her. And he's like, all right, fine. Yeah, cool. Yeah, sure. And then she agreed to take the pills, these fake abortion pills, because she's not really pregnant.
Mhm.
And then he ghosts her afterwards. And then she comes back and says, one of the babies didn't die. There's still one left. And
Oh my God.
you still have to date me, or, and then she played that game again.
Yeah.
And we saw all of this in hindsight several years later. So he had to deal with it for years. Clayton dealt with this. She would have gotten pregnant in May. The story came out in like September. So he dealt with this for months, afraid it would go public. But she beat him down so much that he was finally like, take it to the press.
Yeah.
And that's
who
what she
said
did.
that, Greg?
Clayton.
Oh, Clayton. Okay.
With the previous cases, there was no press because
Right,
there was
because
no
no
story.
one was famous.
So she made the mistake of trying to up the ante.
Yeah. So basically, if you guys are a little lost and haven't listened to it, is Laura so Clayton moved to Scottsdale, Arizona after his time on The Bachelor. And he was like really depressed. He wasn't getting any opportunities when it came to fame and brand deals, anything like that. So he decided to get his real estate broker
License. Yeah.
His real estate license. And Laura, found him on LinkedIn.
Like a week or two after he got his license.
Oh.
Like before he even had a client.
Oh,
and it's very hard to get a
interesting.
client in real estate. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like you have to
Build
that's like
the
probably the
roster.
hardest part. That's why like the bottle service to real estate pipeline is
Yes,
there because like
yes.
you meet rich people or you're an influencer, then you can actually. But yeah,
Get
so like
clients.
and again, like most people, you're just excited for the opportunity to make some money.
Yeah. Oh, do you think she was like following it?
She yeah, he was a mark. Like she targeted him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, like she claims she never watched The Bachelor. We've received
Oh,
information that she
yes.
actually auditioned for it.
Oh.
We've yet to find the tape of that.
Okay.
We know that there was another Bachelor contestant named Ben that she had met. So Laura is the daughter of a famous radio
Yes.
DJ. I guess you don't call him a DJ, radio personality, Ron Owens.
Yes, who actually interviewed Obama when he was a senator.
Yes.
Way back in the day.
Look at you, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and so Ron Owens is like a name in San Francisco. He was making $1.4 million a year. The family was like good. They could go out to dinner. They never paid. So she was like
She was
like the
a
privileged
horse girl.
She was a horse girl.
Bought a lot of horse. She would like flip horses,
Equestrian stuff and do these little like horse events and buy and sell horses.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think she was kind of making a little bit of money doing that and actually ended up getting sued, which is a completely different story, probably because of manipulating documents.
I heard
and
about
like
that with the
inflating
horses, right?
Yeah, probably inflating their pedigree
So
or
she's
something.
a con artist.
Con artiste.
Through and through.
Artiste. Because it's not just the men. The men is easy.
Yeah.
The men are easy because it's private damsel, kind of like he said, she said. But she also conned, she also lied and got money out of this like Native American contractor who and almost shut his business down.
What?
Over like, you know, her wanting some like fence to be made and, you know, and she got him, you know, yeah.
Oh.
And so like there might be other stories of contractors and stuff, but either way, it's like she knows her way around the system. And when there's contracts involved, like for Clayton, he was her real estate agent. There's like a contract there.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to show her homes and make offers if she wanted to. And she claimed she had like $400,000 in like a money market account. I've seen the receipts of that. Although now that she's filed for bankruptcy, she's claimed she's never had that money. So like the receipts are fake or they're not from her bank account.
Okay.
So because like when you're a real estate agent, the first thing they ask like when you go look at homes is like, are you pre-approved? We need to know, do you have money that's pre-approved to buy a home or are you just wasting everyone's time?
Yeah.
And he was like, great, she's got all this money. We'll go buy some homes. She wants to invest. I'll make money off of it. And then, of course, sadly, he decides to get intimate with her. And she comes over, gives him a little booty photo, and he's like, hey, get on over here.
Yeah.
And then she filletes him, blowjobs. To
And
be
then
very
goes-
specific, she sucks his dick twice.
Yes. Oh, it was twice.
Twice.
And then she like goes to the bathroom after though, right?
Right. There was like always this idea of, did she store the
cum.
footage? Yeah, the cum.
And so then shortly after.
Well, you have to be
To put it
specific because
blunt.
like we don't know what happened, but we know that from Clayton's side, he's been unwavering in saying that they never had sex. No, like naked grinding.
Yeah.
Because she had a medical, like a retired doctor, like testify on her behalf saying everyone dribbles before they shoot, like weird. And Clayton's like, we didn't fuck. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't do it.
Which that was okay. So then, right after she's like planting the seeds that twins run in her family and that she might be pregnant. Then she says that she's pregnant. But one thing that I get confused about is because then she gaslights him, basically.
True, and gaslighting is such an overused term. This was
true gaslighting.
Changing the reality.
That they actually did have sex. But that's one thing that I don't understand. Like, if you're going to play this game, like, why didn't she just have sex with him?
Right. Well, I think it's because it was the morning after the double blowjob night. It's like, go Clayton. One wasn't enough. It was a morning after where he was like, look, we can't be doing this. You know, I'm sure he was polite.
Professional.
Although Clayton's kind of like, he's very, he's like very factual. So I could see a scenario where he didn't buffer it right. But I don't think there's anything he could have said that was going to end up softening the blow.
No. Well, not with her.
Right.
But you're saying he might not have been as delicate.
Yeah, but I'm sure he was like professional. Like, look, we shouldn't have done that. You know, like, you're great. It's just, you know, we should move on. And he said something happened. Like, you know, and some reactions can happen when people are rejected. Like, there's like you know,
like a demon took over her.
It's like rejection psychosis, right? I'm no like psychologist, but like something can happen in some people that don't know how to deal with rejection, especially someone who's like a petulant child who's always like been given everything.
Getting her way.
Everything.
Which we'll get into this later, but like her mom is the biggest enabler ever.
Oh, she's more evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe that at first, but I've, you know, seen firsthand through police body cam footage how like diabolical the mom is.
Yeah.
And you can like see it in her eyes. It's pretty crazy. And the mom's like was like a Peabody winning journalist. It's like, who the fuck are these people? So they're coming after me as some like Looney Tune YouTuber who's doing this for like all the wrong reasons. And I'm like, and I ended up taking down that family. My community did. I want to give them credit.
Yeah.
Because they were like flying too close to the sun, just doing all this crazy shit.
No, they had all the success in the world.
Yeah, and they still like the dad still gets like a $25,000 a month pension, but they're filing bankruptcy, like their home's putting up for auction, all because they couldn't tell their daughter no. And like, look, I got a 2-year-old, right? We're gonna have to cope as our baby grows with like tough choices to like build character and make sure like he's given the chance to like earn his own, and you know, and to give people stuff is like the worst way to parent because you're not giving them the tools that they're going to need to survive when you're gone.
Exactly.
And so he says no, and then that's why I think maybe she didn't want to bang him right away for any number of reasons, but the fact that he said no is like the game's over. Whatever game she was playing, you don't get to that next level. Maybe she was playing a little hard to get. I'll blow him now, and maybe the cha-cha wasn't shaved. She wasn't, you know, who knows what. Right? We've all got things that we're just like, maybe she was on a period. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we never got that far. But
it's so interesting to like go that route of just like, no, we had sex. Like, no.
She never, so she claimed they were intimate.
Oh, okay. So
and that's why, and I'm a
said
semantics guy. So I'm like, what's the claim here? And in the articles, it was intimate. And then when she was sharing things online, we were intimate. Did he fuck or not? So she never said they fucked initially.
Okay,
she later claimed the R word. That all came later when she like no longer, but initially she was very careful on her claims. And she did test positive for pregnancy, HCG, which is an indicator of pregnancy. You can have, you can be sick or have something else trigger through medication HCG test, but it's a hormone test that
must have been
pregnancy.
How she did it, right?
But she like definitely tested positive. People were saying, well, you can buy these fake kits online. They exist, you know.
But didn't he watch her pee?
Yeah, and I've seen the video.
Oh, what?
Not like of the she took a video to like be like, here it is. Look, I just tested. And then was
he in the bathroom with her or no?
No, that was the initial video. And then he kind of surprised her, had her come over.
Yes.
And then he had his own pregnancy test. She tested positive for that.
Yeah, I don't know how that.
Well, we know now.
Through medication?
We know now that the police raided her home.
Oh.
Again, this is years later after all the attention. This would have never happened if the community wasn't on top of this. They raided her home, seized her devices. They did like a full SWAT raid and found that she had purchased HCG, it's like either a fertility medication or it's a diet medication.
Oh.
And it's used for that. And she purchased that through like a black market.
Oh.
So she most likely injected it into herself.
Holy shit.
But like you can't, it's like that's what like a smoking gun. It's like how like they got everything they could get other than watching her put it into her body.
Right.
But what the interesting part was, she sent me. She's almost immediately threatening to sue me because I'm covering it because I cover The Bachelor.
Right.
We see all the lies. We see this guy Greg, and because we found out about Greg, we found out about Mike. Mike's in San Francisco, another case that's even crazier.
He actually dated her.
But also was kind of just like casually banging, and then couldn't get out of that relationship because he was a nice guy and she was making all these crazy.
And then they like work together. Because by the way, Laura and her mom have a podcast, which they don't do anymore. But like she was like not a full on public figure, but like kind of
enough that she couldn't claim privacy. Like she's pursued publicity.
Yes.
And yeah, she had a self-help podcast. It's like, good God.
Yeah, there's like 1,000 episodes.
But that podcast they had in part because she was sharing how she was the victim of Mike. Mike was from 2016.
Yes.
Mike, she claimed like abused her.
She did a TEDx on it,
which is still
a local one,
right? Which is still up. They have not taken it down. Mm-hmm. The creators of that TEDx probably just like don't even know their passwords to their YouTube. You know what I mean? It was like some high school. Like,
they were sophomores in high school, weren't they?
Yeah, they probably and we've talked to the person who ran the studio. You know, it's just some studio. Laura went into it with like a shitty teleprompter. It's a really bad. I mean, it's really hard to watch. It's bad. Yeah. But she accused him of this crazy stuff, and Mike never got his justice. She had a restraining order against all of these men,
and she kept extending it.
And so we were like very interested in Mike's story, for a lot of good reason, because he had more on her in their initial court battle. He had a sworn affidavit from one of his his sister's husband or something, and a sworn affidavit's like people are saying like, I swear this is true under penalty of perjury. You wouldn't necessarily, people do lie about that, but like that's illegal. And in the sworn affidavit, this guy says like, yeah, we were in a meeting with Laura and Ron, Laura's father, said she has a tendency to make up pregnancies. She has he admitted to this.
Ron said that. I was wondering
that's
what
why they're all
thought.
Complicit. They all knew. Okay. There's literally photos of Laura as like a 3-year-old with a pillow under her, she there's something going on there.
Born this way.
Everyone does that as a kid, right? Yeah. But something happened there, and
because I know that her mom was the only one that basically showed up in court for her, and she seems like she has some kind of Munchausen by proxy or some shit. But does the dad and the sister, are they not
the
about
sister
it?
Has not showed up, but they wheel the dad in. They wheel him in.
Oh,
he's pretty. He's got Parkinson's, but he's pretty there mentally.
So he is supportive.
Yeah,
but he probably knows she's
She even
wrong,
got him
right?
on camera saying I love and support my daughter, but he might not even have known what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah, true.
Because his Facebook accounts seemingly are run by her. So I start covering the case, and to be quite honest, it's I've burned a lot of calories on the victory lap here. It's been nonstop success on my end in my community.
Yeah.
The Justice for Clayton community, everyone involved, that was created to battle this because people knew that she was coming after me, tried to sue me for harassment, tried to get a restraining order on me. It was all denied. The restraining order was denied by the judge on First Amendment grounds.
Restraining order? You're not even anywhere near her, or does that you can't even talk about her? Is
that was the idea she wanted? She was saying this guy's harassing me, and I didn't even have to get to trial because the judge shut down the temporary restraining order, and then what would have been the trial where she was suing me for harassment, an injunction against harassment, is I would have had to meet. I would have had to go to court. She dropped that the night before. But that was kind of used as a weapon. She sent me screen grabs of the process server she hired to come serve me.
Oh my
God.
I'm
I understand the value of content. So I'm walking around with a GoPro on a selfie stick.
Any minute now.
I had shows. Yeah. A lot of people try to dodge service of these, and I did be I'm at the funny Chuckle Hut.
Yeah, I'm letting
stage,
people know where you are.
And again, they have to say hey, are you Dave Neal? Yeah, you've been served. That's just the process. And it's the service person's job is just to deliver the paperwork. So I didn't know till weeks later that the judge had denied so she had paid the expedited service to really fuck with me. And the judge had denied it because on First Amendment grounds, and then she ended up dropping it a while later. But so I'm in it, and a few times I thought after several cease and desists from her, I'm like, maybe I don't need to take up this fight. At the time, Tasha, my wife, was pregnant, and we hadn't announced it yet. So like for the first 20 weeks or so. We waited a long time before we announced the pregnancy because we wanted to tell our families in person.
Right.
So like Tasha was like, we're on like our baby moon. She's in her little bikini with a bump, and we're like, is she bloated or is she pregnant?
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
very much on that line. And we were learning about, you don't cross that bridge until you're going to the doctor and learning about all of this. So as Laura was trying to send us these ultrasounds, we had nurses looking
you're
at
like
them.
going through this.
Yeah, I mean, like her
yourself.
name was wrong, and then in one of the videos, the time
Yes.
code wasn't moving. So this shit's altered.
Yeah, she's altering it. She got like a screen grab of an ultrasound and changed it to Laura Owens, and then
Instead
people
of
were like,
instead
it's
of Owens, Laura.
comma, Laura.
And then in one of the videos, she had learned that things can be reverse Google searched. So
Yes.
she had this ultrasound that like jumped a little bit, like clips, and people were able to find the original ultrasound video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not through reverse Google search, but through scouring the internet.
Oh, wow.
And they found it, and it's like a 2.5 minute clip. She made like a 30-second thing, and then I put them on top of each other on Premiere
and they
Pro,
moved
and I
exactly
found the
same.
exact moment she cut out, and I shared what she cut out. And she actually had cut out the genders because it didn't line up with what she had previously said.
Oh, God, yeah.
And that was from just like a radiation lab in Boston or something.
And so are you like putting this out there like on your YouTube?
Yeah, we were doing it. We were kind of showing the math, and it was like the safest way to be like, this is what we're finding. So she sends me some proof of her pregnancy. I don't really look into it too much because it's a lot of papers, and I was on my baby moon literally in the South Indian Sea. We're like literally on a floating hut. There's like with the little floor, you can see the sea turtles on the glass. Like we're in the Maldives. We're like
Oh my
living
God,
life.
so
And she's like,
nice.
stop talking about me.
Yeah.
Like, leave this alone. And I was kind of like, okay. And then she gets this attorney who really starts harassing us and threatens us with these lawsuits, and threatens like that Laura's going to be grazing her horses on our property. We just bought a home. All these threats, just like real, but trying to do it as like a chummy, like, be careful what you're doing. I would hate to have to sue you for $100 million. Kind of comparing me to Alex Jones in his Sandy Hook lawsuit. Just real offensive stuff. And we were like double down, and we kept on pursuing it, and kind of I ended up telling that guy, like, you got to deal with my lawyer. Like, you can't be contacting me. And never heard from him since then. And he has recently apologized as his life has spiraled out of control. He's about to lose his law license over
Wait,
this.
is this the Dave guy?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah.
It's a real mess for him.
Which, by the way, they were making a podcast, her lawyer and her.
Yeah.
And remember the one that he was like dressed in a Santa suit, and he had like you and the two other content creators that were like getting cold that year or something.
He had in his Twitter profile, like, he's like a First Amendment lawyer. So he takes these crazy cases to defend, like, he defended like a guy who was like posting revenge porn online. Like, he'll defend anything.
Oh, okay.
And he goes like, in his Twitter bio, literally said, I defend your right to freedom of speech unless your name's Dave Neal.
No way.
And like, no one's lawyer, like, she's in an active case, and he's fucking with the journalist.
Yeah.
And so like, he's had like a dozen bar complaints. My bar complaint against him was the first one, and it was kind of laughed away, which really sucked because he painted me out to be like, again, just a guy doing it for the bucks, just a crazy YouTuber.
Yeah.
And I think these lawyers have this like social, like, they look down on that. And it's like, I'm sorry, but these YouTube journalists have literally picked up the slack of a failing media system.
Solved so many cases.
There's no local news anymore,
Yeah.
right? News is gone on the local level, and you need the local YouTuber to be like, the water's bad.
Yeah.
The data centers are doing like so.
Right.
So that's what the ecosystem's for, and I just so happen to exist in this very tiny.
Was this before or after you had to move everything to Patreon?
I already had my Patreon, so that just kind of became a good home for people to like support me. And so we were in the Patreon, and Laura for sure was like,
Oh, was she a subscriber?
So she created this real quick. She created this guy named Chase Jones.
Yes.
So
yes, I want to talk about this.
They didn't dive into him too much, but I get an email from Chase J. Jones. We assume he's a black journalist because he says he goes to Howard.
Yes.
Doesn't say
Which is a
university, but we assume it's
historically
Howard,
black
right?
college.
And then he says he's a journalism student. And the email is a press release to me and a whole bunch of other people, like, all of media, sends a press release why Chase Jones thinks that Clayton should be canceled. because he was dancing to a song and the song sang the N-word. He didn't. The song sang it.
Yeah.
He just danced. And that's important because I was like, this is the most bullshit thing. So as Laura is coming after him, this random black college student wants to come after Clayton Echard, not the D'Amelio sisters or anyone who's much bigger on TikTok that's dancing to these songs.
Right.
And I felt like it was bullshit. And I said, all right, Chase, like, can I get more information on you? Like, can we have a FaceTime? If I want to run a story about him, I need to know who's giving me this info. And he was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then just kicked the can down the road and never revealed their identity. Chase J. Jones shows up in my Patreon as a paid subscriber. And I know that because I get the receipt, so-and-so joined.
Yes.
When I go to ask Patreon, like, I need the credit information of this person because I think they're harassing me. Patreon says, we can't give you that without like a case file. Like, you need like a court case.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have a court case. And then my lawyer said, like, well, we can create a court case, but it's going to cost money, or we'll just wait till we get sued and then there'll be a court case, like a case number. So I go back to Patreon to look for Chase J. Jones in my roles, and they don't exist. And then Patreon says they never existed. So Chase J. Jones became another name, but so many people that joined, I couldn't track who was who.
Yeah.
And I would have had to independently verify every single person, and there were thousands.
And it wasn't attached to an email?
And a lot of people wanted to stay silent. No, there was an email, but like the email was gone. So the only evidence of Chase J. Jones ever joining my Patreon was this email receipt that I had that said Chase J. Jones just paid you $5 on October 12th, 2024. So we're fucked. And then Laura sues me, and then I have a case number. And the first thing we did was like, let's subpoena Chase J. Jones.
Yeah.
So we subpoenaed Chase J. Jones for basic information. Chase J. Jones is like, nope. They try to quash it, which means like they try to like reject it. And my lawyer's like, just get on the phone with us. Just FaceTime. Yes. Call me for 1 minute. I need to just know who you are, and we'll drop this entirely. And then Chase J. Jones sends like, their P.O. box, which is like a virtual P.O. box out of Seattle. Their VPN's pinging off of Paris. It's fucking Laura.
Yeah.
We not like in defamation. The hardest thing to prove in defamation is if someone was operating with like some malicious intent. Well, Chase J. Jones literally said that we should be canceling Clayton. Like, they were trying to cancel him. Yes. She had already like canceled him from speaking gigs. He was trying to do mental health awareness gigs. She was canceling him from that. So we knew it was her. Later on, we get the proof. Someone had this genius idea. So when Chase J. Jones tried to cancel Clayton, it was showing the song of him dancing with the animated penguins. Chase J. Jones ripped that from his TikTok and uploaded it to their YouTube.
They're on YouTube.
And because of that, someone had this genius idea where they were like, try to do two-factor authentication with Laura's phone number. Yeah. Because when you do two-factor, they say, like, what are the last 4 digits of your phone number?
Yes.
If you use my digits or anyone else's, it says, not correct. Yeah. When you use Laura's cell phone number, it says, it goes through and says, like, sending a notification to this number.
Send the code.
So we knew as we found out it was her, she was getting a text message realizing that she was busted.
She got caught.
And we did it like 15 times. So she kept on getting text messages being like, and then because we like came to like the irrefutable conclusion that she was faking this guy, not just to cancel Clayton, but also through LA Superior Court documents. That's a felony in and of itself, which she's never been charged with. But then we get a message from someone who's like, listen, I work at the domain site. Her contact info is literally attached to this domain.
Wow.
She's Chase J. Jones. But that was like a year-long circle to get to that,
crazy.
To answer that question of who Chase J. Jones is.
So if you guys are ever out there trying to make a fake, just know you have to like have a fake phone number, a fake email.
It's like rookie moves.
Because you had her phone number.
Oh yeah, I mean that was like
because you had been in communication.
Yeah. We had her information, and she would send emails privately, but not want you to share them publicly, and then but you're allowed to. If someone sends you an email, it might not be the most trustworthy thing to do, but you can air people's stuff out. Yeah. Doxing's not illegal, and it's not doxing, to like share like this is what someone sent to me. Right. So she emailed Clayton. She emailed Reality Steve evidence to try to get him to report on things.
Oh yeah.
Not
who
knowing
was
he was going to
another
share it with me because
commentator.
I was sharing on video and Steve was sharing on audio.
Yeah.
So she would share things privately to try to win you over. But then when you shared that information publicly, she would be like, you're violating my HIPAA rights,
Because wouldn't she send like Reality Steve like the video of her dad rubbing the belly because she sent it to him because she knew he only did audio and she wouldn't send you stuff because she knew that it would get on video?
Yeah, she sent him the ultrasound video that was quickly debunked, and then she denied sending it to him. And we had it from her. So she said, oh, someone hacked into my account. I mean, it's done. But yeah, there was a video that she sent. And again, if you're like a private person and you're not vetting this stuff, you probably believe it all.
Yeah.
She sent a video of her dad. Her dad was like, aging, but he's a recognizable figure. He's in his like hospital scrubs or his hospital gown. He's in the bed, and it's a video of him like literally rubbing her belly, and she's like probably close to a full term. Like she's like, it's like a big belly.
Yeah.
And then what we find out, she sends us this video. There's no audio on it. Yeah. Any video you take from your camera roll has audio.
Yeah.
And audio's gone. And then the video's cropped in a weird format. It's just not like a native. And then when we were able to expand it on the computer, we were able to see like almost nose down. And on the phone, it was like chin down. So I don't think she realized the cropping actually revealed that it wasn't her.
Oh.
And it was clearly her sister, Sarah, who had a baby the year previous. Now, she had already stolen her sister's ultrasound.
Oh.
And because like people were like, she had this ultrasound, she had a photo of an ultrasound on a table. And people were like looking at Sarah's like Poshmark account, which is like an eBay for clothing. Yeah. And they were able to see that same like wooden grain table existed.
Oh my God.
But when the detectives seized her computer, then they saw like they got the original. So they were able to see, yeah, she for sure had a video of her sister being pregnant and she stole it.
Yes.
And for some crazy reason, her sister hasn't spoken out against her. Oh. Part of the problem.
She's just staying out of it. So why did she steal like an ultrasound from online if she could just use her sister's?
Because her sister's was a photo and the online was like
a video.
I mean, I guess so.
Wait, tell the other thing that you guys discovered.
The Fiverr logo.
Yes.
Yeah, so Greg Gillespie had a photo and a video of the ultrasound that she used against him several years earlier.
The second victim.
Yeah, that we know of.
Well, that we know of.
Turns out he was probably the fourth or third.
Yeah.
But so he had this video, a screen grab of his phone, and it was this ultrasound photo. Mm-hmm. And the video he has is him talking to Laura. So he's on the phone with her, and we've shared all of this, and she's saying like, that's the ultrasound. And he's like, isn't this peculiar that it looks this certain way? Like, is this weird looking? She's like, no, it's an ultrasound. That's the one. So she's admitting on video that she sent him this ultrasound, which is important because we get a copy of this ultrasound and looked at it for months. And we knew that the reverse Google searching of this ultrasound takes you back to a lady in Texas who wrote a blog about her vanishing twin syndrome, which is a real tragic story of when you have twins, if you lose one in the womb and maybe it doesn't miscarry and it just like goes away.
It absorbs.
Yeah, and it's very sad.
We learned about that in my Big Fat Greek Wedding. Do you remember that monologue? Is that not? They found like little baby teeth in like a mole of hers, and she's like telling the story, and she goes, yes, it was my twin. You don't remember that?
Missed that one.
But yeah,
there's like that. That's like sadly part of life is that sometimes one of the two survives and one doesn't. And this lady was like the head of her local chapter of MEND, Mothers Enduring Neonatal Death. And she had no idea that her ultrasound was stolen, and we had to kind of break the news to her. She was, of course, irate. She was sad. It was probably triggered. This is like 7 or 8 years after she had the baby. And she had posted on her blog this heart-wrenching story as a way to help others cope. Yeah. And it was used against her. Real brutal stuff. Yeah. So we're looking at this. There's like an app like a forensic app where you can slide the saturation, slide the brightness, and we were just like dinking and duking and didn't know what was going on. But this, we're on live, and with Megan Fox, who's a journalist reporting on this as well. She did
Which is crazy. She doesn't use a middle initial.
Yeah,
the whole entire like Love Trap, the host has to be like Megan Fox, the creator.
Yeah,
the
not
content creator,
star of whatever Jennifer's body or whatever the fuck Transformers.
It's like, how did Megan Fox get involved in this story?
Yeah. So, and God bless Megan, because she was really sweet and kind of guided me through a lot of my rights when I was getting threatened, because as a journalist, she had been threatened and stuff. So she was able to be one of the first people to bring this story outside of my niche to other crowds, which introduced it to other law tubers, which really helped out. She was really helpful, and she's become a close friend through all of it. We have a lot of differences, which is beautiful, that you can be, friends with people from different, like she's like a half generation older. She's Gen X, and it was just really sweet. She was like really protective of me and knew I was getting absolutely hosed by all these people, because she kind of came to the story 3 or 4 months into me just getting shit thrown at me on it, and kind of I'm just like in the deep end, and like I'm in like entertainment news, which doesn't know how to handle this. No one's covering it, and then she's like, "No, you got this. You do that. You're protected." And
now, why wasn't Reality Steve quite as like
he was covering it, but I was going hard.
Okay,
gotcha. Yeah, he was covering it, and Steve's super supportive, and he would kind of come in as like the tag team and dunk on her like once a week, and then like she'd be like, "Reality Steve's an asshole," but I was like,
cease and desist too.
Just threats. He never got. No, I was the one. I think it was the visual thing. I was like the one visually covering this, and so we're zooming up this logo, and when you look on your phone, when you see the ultrasound, there is like a weird orb on it. So I'm zoomed in on this orb, like, what the hell is this? Did she put this orb in here to prevent the reverse Google image search? Because it's an ultrasound, so it's like it's also like a early term one, so like you don't even know what you're looking at,
right?
And we see this orb, and we see letters next to it that we never saw before. And we were like trying to figure out what it said. And someone in the chat was like, that says Fiverr. And so Fiverr is, of course, a company where you can like pay a freelancer to do graphic design and quick, easy tech stuff. And I take the Fiverr logo and I like change the opacity so it's a little transparent, and I slide it right in. And without even have to alter anything, it fits right in. So what must have happened is, the only thing I can assume is she hired someone on Fiverr to either get this ultrasound and the Fiverr person stole it, or she had it and she said, "I need you to alter this." Then like maybe they slightly altered it, and maybe it wasn't good enough, and so she never paid the guy for it.
She never fucking paid them.
And then she did like a reverse watermarking.
Yeah,
because you can do a reverse watermarking, which removes a watermark from the naked eye, but it removes it in a way that it's like an inverse. So you could almost see like a stamp of what Fiverr was.
Yes,
it was a Fiverr logo.
Yeah.
Reached out to Fiverr. Good. Yeah. We'd love to help you, and then all of a sudden they get afraid and they stop helping. Now, because this was a previous victim, I don't know if the investigators kicked the tires over at Fiverr, but we never got any information of and again, it's not Fiverr's fault, but it's like, hello, they should have been like helping the victim here.
Right.
And if someone's like faking an ultrasound, they should be like on top of it. So like they dropped the ball. But of course it was insane to find that out. We were like,
oh my God, I will post the clip, you guys. It's so good.
So just to go back, when I'm on my baby moon and she's sending me all this medical evidence, I kind of wasn't like looking at all of it. And then we find out as she's going to court, because Clayton's now arguing like for costs, for legal fees. She's claiming she miscarried. We knew that would happen.
Of course.
And she, of course, waited till after the 20-week mark, which means you need a fetal death certificate. And then she's like, no, the miscarriage was actually 2 months ago. Like, whoops. She changed her story multiple times.
And she's showing up to like depositions with like a fake baby bump.
She showed up on camera in like a Zoom. She made it so that she could only go from Zoom for most of them. And she was like standing up, and like I think she was standing because when you sit, it probably fucked up the whole thing. It probably like pushed the bump into her boobs.
She's just standing the whole time.
So she's standing for like an hour. She's drinking Monster energy drinks,
Yes.
which became a meme because on Monster it says like, "Don't drink
Don't
if you're pregnant.
Yeah.
You'll kill yourself. The baby will race out of that vagina." You know, it's like you don't do that. And I knew that at the time because my wife's like craving. She's like, "I'll get a decaf with like a splash. Can I have a sip?" Like you can have a tiny bit of caffeine.
Yes.
You can't have a lot. There's a lot of things you can't.
Which I cannot believe she doesn't know that after all of this time faking.
And so she's like
for 10 years.
She's making these faces like he's like making claims and she's like doing this
rolling
like
her eyes.
telenovela stuff. The internet's clipping every single one. So she's just like doing this crazy stuff and then just on camera chugging it. And then she asks the judge, "Can I show Clayton the baby?"
Oh, yeah.
The judge goes, "No."
Yeah.
I think the judge's name was Gil Kekis, and she was like a no nonsense. And again, these female judges like didn't give her an inch.
Yeah.
The male judge, because like Clayton's getting a restraining order against her. She's getting one against him.
Oh my God.
His is granted because he shows the judge. He shows this female judge like, "She sent me like hundreds of emails from a dozen phone. I told her to stop, X, Y, and Z." And the judge is like, "All right, granted."
Yeah.
She's nuts. And then, but when she tries to get one against him, the male judge sides with her. Because he's a fucking idiot.
Wow.
Because he's this old man who's like, why would she ever fake pregnancy? And it's like, bro, you don't
Right.
know the world. You don't know the game we're in.
Yeah.
The streets are crazy out there.
Well, because the deposition was public, wasn't it?
The deposition was private, but these different court hearings
was
were
public.
filmed.
Okay.
So
yeah.
there was one where she showed
You
up.
guys like tuned in, didn't you?
Yeah. So there was one where she was like in person. And like it's like, Scottsdale, it's probably 110 degrees outside. She shows up with these like thick sweaters on. And my guess is it's like to cover up the belly.
Yeah.
She's faking a belly.
And so this is in person.
In one case in person and one on Zoom. But the Zoom one was the craziest one because it's like, you've got the internet measuring her fundal height, which I didn't even know these terms.
How
But
is that?
it's like the height from the bump to the pelvic.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
it's like the more pregnant you get, like the baby drops and there's different
right,
things, and so
right.
they can. I don't know, but
Oh
we're
my
like, you want to talk about the
God.
internet? It's like the internet's like on her ass,
Yes.
and we're seeing this. And initially, Clayton didn't have a lawyer, and I know I'm bouncing around here, but initially he didn't have a lawyer, and he's trying his best. He's got his binder of evidence, and her lawyer's like objecting, and we're like, "Oh, Clayton, like they're just speaking a language that you don't know, like you need." So I told him, I was like, "Dude, I know you've like got pride, but like we've been waiting to get money raised for you." And he was like, "All right, turn it on." So that night we got like 10 grand raised. He hires,
me.
yeah. So
Right.
he hires Greg Woodnick, and Greg Woodnick was they started like he became a cult hero. They're calling him like Zaddy. He's
Yeah.
like and he's of course like Greg Woodnick's like a hero. He's an advocate for Planned Parenthood. He's like he teaches classes and he's with the ACLU and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's in family court. He's like a really good guy.
And he was Greg Gillespie's
And he was
lawyer.
the former victim's lawyer, but that case kind of like trailed off because they didn't have the information they have now that she's like a repeat offender.
Okay.
So I think he felt like he couldn't help Greg entirely, so he took this case on.
But then didn't he have one of his colleagues take it on because prior he like had PTSD from it because didn't she claimed that Greg, the victim and the lawyer.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
With Greg Gillespie, she'll stop at nothing to ruin your life.
Yeah.
She emailed the judge, which is super not
Yeah,
ethical.
you're not supposed to do that.
She emailed the judge in the Greg Gillespie thing saying, and we've seen this email because the judge made it public. The judge put it in the court records.
Oh, did
the
he?
judge is like, "You can't email me this," and it's go. She emailed the judge saying, "I'm writing to you because I don't know how else to do this, but I have information that Greg Gillespie and his lawyer Greg Woodnick may have participated in a sort of case to conspire to rape me," which is an insane
believe
accusation to make. Greg Woodnick, he's got to deal with his wife being like, "Get out!" And I'm sure it was all like, tactful, but like, "Get out of this! Like, your client can't even afford to pay you anymore, and you're being accused of this crazy stuff." And no, he's never had any accusation like that, and the accusation alone is enough for people to wonder until they know they're dealing with someone. So like at the time, Woodnick, there wasn't a track record that was public about Laura, so like he it was like, now it's his word against hers. So the judge's like, I don't know, assistant responds saying, Laura, you can't email us ex parte or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like that's not whatever it's called. You can't email us privately. And Laura's like, well, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know what else to do. Like, I didn't want him to know. And they're like, well, it's in the records now.
Yeah.
And so he's like, she said, what about me? I've never even met her before.
Yeah.
Crazy. And that's just the type of stuff she's done. And so Woodnick, and by the way, like Woodnick's got his own law firm. She's the bill that Laura ended up having to pay Woodnick was about $250,000.
Yeah.
She hasn't paid a penny. So he's lost countless hours of time. He's had his own paralegals and his own lawyers working on this case. Fantastic. He's got a fantastic team. And it's just about similar to my scenario, although I was making money, through my channels covering it. But it's just about like having the truth be out there at this point, because God knows if we all just decided to drop this, a year from now, she could have like a book out about it that completely rewrites the story.
And
so it was
defames you all.
about like getting the facts while we could, knowing she was gonna like claim a miscarriage, and then this whole thing goes away. So what happened was, when she ends up going to this trial, she gets deposed, and the judge makes it so that she has to give away all of her medical information. And of like the 8 different names she gave Woodnick, like none of them had information on file.
A gynecologist.
She had like scheduled appointments and then not gone. So she said like, well, I had scheduled to see so-and-so. It's like she was just like working her way around the English language.
Yeah.
And we found the one thing she had, which was an HCG test. And it's like a scanned document, and it says her HCG was 102. That's it, which is very low. But I go, wait a second. Now that I'm getting attacked online and threatened by her lawyer, I go through all my old correspondence. And it turns out she had emailed me and Clayton, but Clayton had already blocked her. So he's not even getting her emails. So I'm the sole possessor of medical documents that she had sent me. And I'm opening them up late at night. My baby's about to come. I think my wife's at full term, like she's past her due date.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gosh, like there's just like this case has to go in the right direction. And I'm on my computer, and I find this HCG document, and it's got there's zero like manipulation to it. It's like a flawlessly photoshopped document that says she has 144,000 HCG, which would have been in the lines of being pregnant with twins at 5 months or whatever.
Right.
Because your HCG starts very low and then it skyrockets.
Yes.
And then it kind of levels off.
Okay.
So they can track how far you are along based on those levels. So there's a 102 and there's 144. When you line them up, it's the same document. And what I found out was she actually admitted under oath in her deposition. Once I exposed that she committed medical fraud, she admitted under oath that she sent me a forged document and that she used Adobe Acrobat. And I think with Adobe Acrobat, I've never tried it, but I think you can like take whatever font it is and like plug in your own thing, and it's like a pixel pure. And this is the issue with technology now, is like you can really fake these things. So the only reason she's been called out on these fakes is her human error, because like the fake's not going to know that she's putting her last name for her first name.
Right.
And so with this case, if she never submitted to, and I never reported on having that document. Maybe she forgot she sent it to me, or maybe she just like ended up having to send the real document. But she basically said on the witness stand that she sent me that document because I was harassing her and she wanted to get me off her back. And it's like, well, first of all, like no excuse matters. You committed fraud. You tried to defraud the journalist covering this.
Yeah.
So that's like that was like a huge deal. So like I call like Woodnick, I call the law firm. It's like a couple days before the trial.
Yeah.
I'm like, see my video today? Because I was like just dropping this shit online. Like, oh, we got it. We're done. We got it. But I just like, I almost didn't know what I had, because it was like so surprising. I was like, oh my gosh, is this the same thing? And it was like the Fiverr logo,
yeah,
but probably more brazen, because it was like the up-to-date thing that she was doing. Is that because 102 is a low level.
Yeah.
And in her, what you would expect in most cases is that when my wife was pregnant, we were like, oh, maybe she's not. Maybe this thing's tripped. She like had a hard pregnancy line. It was like the test was like, oh yeah, you're making a baby. You know, Laura's was like a faint line, and it'd be like a COVID test where like a faint line might mean maybe I had it a couple days ago, or I have a weak case. It's like it was in none of her tests did the line get darker. It stayed constant. So we'll never know. There was never tests done to track her levels of HCG other than that one.
Yeah.
But 102 is probably
So low.
probably along the lines of the injection that we think she got.
Yeah. Well, compared to what, like 1,000?
Yeah, or like again, it skyrockets. And with twins, I mean, yeah, she should have been in the. That's why she faked 144,000 because. You know, the range is wide between 100,000 and 300,000. Like it's a wide range, but it's a hell of a lot more than 102.
Yeah.
So, and she was like, well, maybe I did get pregnant, and that's what she's holding on to. She's gonna take this to like a 50-year prison sentence. Is that she's gonna hold on to. I was pregnant. Like she's convinced herself she tested positive for pregnancy. And because of that, she's in the right.
Right.
And that's the one reason she might not accept a plea deal. So so after this all happened, the initial trial was in like small ball family court. They're just arguing over the costs because at this point she just wants out. She's like, I'm no longer pregnant. I want to dismiss this. And Clayton's like, we need to argue over the bill because we've been fighting this case. You can't just like take your ball and run home.
The lawyer fees.
Yeah, and so that's what keeps it going. June 10th, 2024, I believe, was this evidentiary hearing. And at that hearing, you don't get the answer from the judge right away. It was a few weeks later, but the judge says she's lying. She lost.
Actively.
And we're suggesting that the county attorney investigate her, which was huge. No one expected that this would go further. We did a mail-in campaign to get support so that Rachel Mitchell, the county attorney, she's the top dog for Maricopa County in Arizona. We did this campaign to get her attention. And she, in a press conference, was like, we got the messages from across the globe.
Yeah.
We're going to look into it.
Okay,
and they did. And they had investigators, like retired police investigators, you know, do their work, which led to the SWAT raid. So all the body cam footage is online. She goes hysterical. And that's what becomes the intro to the documentary. And I knew the second I saw it, I was like, there's your clip. She goes, and it's hysterical. And I don't have the quote offhand, but she's like, all I did was get pregnant by the fucking Bachelor.
Yes.
She's fucking manic. Her dog's peeing in the corner. The dad's getting wheeled out.
Before 7:30 a.m.
You said you were going to do this at noon.
Yeah.
She's living in squalor. I mean, quite literally, if she was underage, you would call CPS to be like, someone take care of your child.
Oh, I need to go watch
she's in
the footage.
her mid-30s.
Yeah.
They're like...
living with her
They're
parents?
like, Laura, let us in. And Laura's like, no, I'm not going to let you in. They're like, Laura, we will break the door down. You have to let us in. And she would like, they're grabbing my wrist. She did everything in the book. They got their guns out. No, we don't, Laura. Their guns are not out.
Did you not realize there was video?
And there's like 7 there's a cam of every, you know.
Yeah, body cams.
And then they, you know, she's yelling and the mom and you fucking, you know, she's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
She's hysterical because the gig's up.
Yeah. And she's trying to pull out any stop she can.
And that was like a long time ago. And that took a while. And that led to 7 felonies being charged.
Wow.
The 7 turned into 14. And she's been offered a plea deal, which probably like knocks it down to a couple felonies. She would have to admit to some of this.
So then what is she facing? Do you have any idea?
I mean, if you added up every felony, like all 14, they're different like grades. Yeah. Some are more serious, but some of them are like 7-year sentences. So like all in all, it's like essentially life. Yeah. You know, like if
it
they
wasn't
wanted
congruent.
Yeah, and it's like, what should she get? She should get a year in jail with like hopefully some medical help.
You think only a year?
I mean, I think what's going to happen is if she takes the plea, she'll probably get like 60 days, and they'll probably do like a suspended sentence, which means if she behaves, they'll let her out, and then if
Yeah.
she like,
60 days, that's
I mean,
it.
yeah, but that 60 could probably turn into 7. You know, that's what happens is like they and they're like, all right, the prison's full, get out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so it's like, yeah, it's like, and Clayton, he wants it to go to trial. He wants them to like take away her social media. I think you know, having a child who I want the world for, you just realize you have to give your kid the tools to succeed, and sometimes that means like saying no, and it should have been the parents' duty to get her the help she needed when in like her formidable years.
Instead of enabling.
Yeah, it's bad.
The mom is such an enabler. It's crazy. I mean, do you think that the mom genuinely believes her?
No.
Oh, okay. So you think
because
she's
there was a
covering.
time when the mom, so when the cops show up, the mom says, "Oh, this YouTuber's crazy. He's doing this," and you know that's all on camera. But
And that was a different time, right?
Yeah. Multiple times the cops have showed up because she threatens to kill herself.
Oh,
Laura, I get an
wellness
email
checks.
from like Laura, who's someone who claimed to be Laura's friend, saying, "I have credible information that Laura tried to kill herself." We take that very seriously.
Yeah.
We've never promoted any violence whatsoever. I'm the best thing. Our community is probably the best thing that's ever happened to her because we do want her to get help. She's been on some sort of like hunger strike. She suffers from like a severe eating disorder.
I know. I saw her.
She went from like
very tiny
because she was getting big during her like supposed pregnancy, just eating all day. My guess is eating all day because she was like
to try and
fit,
make
fat
it
in the
look
face,
like.
but she was not pregnant.
Yeah.
And now she's got to be in the 80s or 90 pounds. I mean, it's
so small.
She's emaciated. It's bad. And like, so we've had plenty of people call the cops every single time she's threatened to kill herself. We've called for wellness checks, which is, you know, it is a waste of taxpayer dollar money, but seriously, like her family won't step in to help her.
Yeah.
And there was one time when the investigators with their body cam footage on tried to interview her mom, and the mom asked if they could do this off the record, and they were like, no. And I just wonder what story the mom was going to tell.
Yeah.
Because if they think they're doing the right thing by protecting their daughter, they're not. And I think there's a lot of like old fame, old pride things happening.
Yes.
Because you got Laura, who's literally claiming she's pregnant, and then the next day in a horse riding competition.
Yeah.
Then she doesn't show up to one of her court cases for medical reasons, and then the next day she's at a horse competition.
Yes.
Riding a horse. It doesn't. The whole thing's cuckoo land.
Yeah.
So like there is no, and people will like catch the story early on, and maybe they're only on episode 2, and they're like, well, could she have been pregnant? And it's like, just keep watching.
Yeah, just keep listening.
It's like, it's just not the reality. And we knew that, but people still, there was always this thing like, what if the kids show up? What if, but then all the evidence comes out.
She's got like 8 kids.
I mean,
now obviously we're not in the business of diagnosing anyone, but like, what do you think the thing is?
There's
she like Munchausen?
That's what makes the most sense, because the mom seems to be a man hater in a way, and I guess the rumor was that Ron Owens had cheated, and there might have been a scenario where there was a lot of pain there, and I guess the rumors were that he was like a degenerate gambler in the horse world, and that's probably how Laura got involved, and because like he lost all this money.
They went bankrupt too, right?
Maybe it was drugs. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're bankrupt. Their home's up for auction. They literally have nothing. And Laura also was filing through bankruptcy, but she dropped it because when you file for bankruptcy, you have to like open up your books. She even recently was meeting with these bankruptcy attorneys, and they're like asking her tough questions. Like, where's your money? Have you ever made money?
Yeah.
And she basically said, like, I've never made a penny. I've never made a dollar. It all goes to my mom, and I just live here. And
they pay for stuff.
Whereas like the year prior, she said she was making 6 figures, because in order to like sue for defamation, you have to prove that you were losing something. Right. And now she's saying she never made anything in the first place. So it's like, well, which one is it? You know, it's like she just like tried to lie out of all sides, and it's all.
And the one case is hurting her other case.
Yeah, so she ended up, I think, dropping her bankruptcy, and the parents are trying to delay theirs, but they owe like Chase Bank is suing them. They owe all this money, and the walls have caved in on all of them. What was interesting is that her biggest weapon was that she has a very wealthy family that will independently try to fuck over everybody who gets involved.
But aren't they all bankrupt now?
Yeah,
or-
well, that's what we know now. So it's this big like Wizard of Oz thing. We pull the curtain and we're like, oh, Laura's just been pulling
Yeah, because
these
she used to
levers.
say like
some
money isn't an
Ponzi scheme.
object, right?
Yeah. And then, she tries to sue Clayton. She tries to extort him and all these other things. And I was like, oh, it's amazing if like Clayton agreed to the extortion and paid her off. Maybe the family survives. Maybe there was like, maybe she knew the writing on the wall that the family was broke and there was like a money grab too. But I don't think it was about money because I think she actually wanted love, which is really sad.
I know.
But like, welcome to the world.
Yeah.
Sister.
Exactly.
Of all of us that want to find love and
Yeah.
deal with rejection, we've all gotten dumped.
I guess
cried.
it's just because she just has never dealt with rejection before. So this is because, like, I think seems like she always got whatever she wanted.
Yeah, like whatever manic thing she has, like forces her to need control of a situation. And this whole case became so uncontrollable, just like a wildfire.
Yeah.
That we put her on her heels because like she just couldn't control any of this once it all came out.
That's why it just doesn't make any sense to me why she would target someone in the public eye.
Yeah.
Because do you think she wanted
Well,
the
because
attention?
with Mike, previously that story became her TED Talk, which became
True,
like
she
her
wanted.
like baseline for her podcast.
Yeah.
So the most like accurate, I think, idea is that she like lab grows victimhood. So she's creating like this victimhood, and all she had to do was say she had a miscarriage before any of this spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
She might have been like 2 weeks away from miscarrying. Like, and again, I apologize for anyone who's triggered by all of this, but like this is what it was. And there's two things that people fake, and they usually do both, and that's cancer and pregnancy.
Right.
Because they're the two things that like people don't know what's going on inside your body. You're protected by your medical information's protected.
Right.
So you can essentially lie about these things. When we were finding out all this evidence, it was revealed that Mike Maricini had this old laptop that he hadn't used. The laptop's extremely interesting because Mike didn't realize the evidence he was holding on to because he had sort of blacked out from all of the trauma he faced with her. So when we find out that Mike has this laptop, we know that she's going to deny any evidence that comes from it. So we do another fundraiser and raise $5,000 to pay for a forensic expert.
Yes.
Someone whose job is to like testify in court. This is real. He's just like a nerd computer guy. All the metadata. He puts a whole package together. So we hired this guy. Mike drives an hour and a half to this dude's house. The guy's like taking notes on a pencil. There's like
on a pencil.
Yeah, he's got like a pencil and like there's like
paper.
it's like old school, like
just
messy. And when Mike told us like I don't know if I should trust this guy, I was like, no, this is it. This is the mind of a forensic expert. It's like X-Files. And the guy had a long rap sheet, like he was the expert. Because you in order to become an expert, like to testify at trials, like it's like there's a huge credibility thing. So he had the resume of like testifying in major trials. So what they find in his laptop that he didn't even know he had was that Laura faked ovarian cancer. He literally, all the shit she was throwing at him, he forgot she faked ovarian cancer. Not only did she fake ovarian cancer, she faked the letterhead from the doctors that literally was like notes that said like, as your doctor, we think that as you recover from ovarian cancer, your boyfriend should help nurse you back to health.
Yes, as if a doctor would ever say that.
Insane stuff. And the doctors,
you need to be a better boyfriend.
These are real doctors that she stole their identity. So she stole the doctor's identity in like San Francisco. And not only that, all of the iPhotos came out. So she had sent him, it was all on his computer, and he was nervous. He was like, I haven't used this computer in 8 years.
Yeah.
He was like, when I open this, I don't want the iCloud to sync and it deletes. Like, you just don't, you know what I mean? So he's like, let's just, don't even open it, get it to the guy, and we'll extract the whole thing.
Yes.
So what they find is photos from Laura to Mike after she claimed to get the abortion that she got with him after she got pregnant from him.
Right.
Those photos are her in a hospital scrub looking like whatever. Well, it's the same set of photos that she used to claim she was getting an abortion that is currently on her TEDx talk on YouTube that they refused to take down,
Oh,
where she claimed she was
what?
in the hospital for domestic violence.
You're
Same, and
kidding.
it's not the same photo. It's like you took 5 photos.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the
from
same
the same
everything, and the
time.
hair's in the same place. It's just like that, like literally like one of those, and it's the same thing. So it's like the scrubs
What?
to everything else is identical. So it for sure vindicates him, but just
Yeah.
goes to show that she was able to take one form of manipulating him and then use that image in another sloppy
Oh
version.
my God. What was
And-
she? I wonder what she was even doing in the hospital in the first place. It was probably for
Yeah.
something minor, right?
I couldn't
Or
tell
maybe
you.
she went to the hospital and
couldn't
snuck
tell-
into
yeah,
a room.
I couldn't tell you. Like, I mean, probably like, yeah, get a pap smear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, it was who the hell knows.
She did a whole photo shoot. She
But-
brought her like lights and cameras.
But and like so yeah, and it's like these are text messages like metadata stamped that she sent him, so it all lines up. And there's even crazier stuff, and it's all there, and it's all like she tried to coerce him to be her co-host on this project that didn't exist in order to get him to travel with her, and it was like, so she faked an agent, a doctor, multiple doctors, a lawyer,
yeah.
a black journalist.
Mhm.
Like it's a whole like village people.
And he
of-
never got paid, right? Like,
she ended up
wasn't it?
paying him like initially because he was like,
Little.
why isn't the radio paying me?
Yeah.
But like what he didn't realize is like who would offer to pay an unknown person a 6-figure income.
Oh yeah, they were saying like $500,000 a year, right?
So yeah, so like you see all of the different business dealings that kept these men dealing with her because they're
Mhm.
like, all right, I guess like I'll ride this out. It would be a good
Yeah.
career move.
Yeah.
Which is like by all means not the most noble thing, but like these are victims, like they were
Right.
just trying to like
Well, and they didn't
like
know
Clayton
what they were
was trying to
getting
sell a
themselves
home.
into.
He's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll deal with it.
Well, and Mike, the guy you were just talking about, who he was like dating her for a year and a half, like he had no reason.
And
to
even that
not
was like
trust
he was
her.
trying to not date her.
Yeah.
I think it was like super casual, but like he was
She kept roping him
in with the family, and she would like call Mike's mom. So like Mike's mom thought that Mike was the bad guy.
Yes.
Like, and that's got to be really
Oh,
tough.
and then her dad, who was like not in good health, would be like, oh, I'm just so happy to get a son-in-law like you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they were all give her a chance. Like
Mhm.
Laura's mom had emailed both Mike and Clayton.
Mhm. Oh wait, and then Mike, after the dad texts him that, like something about I'm excited to have a son-in-law like you, or a son I've never had. He screenshots it and he thinks he's sending it to one of his family members saying, how am I going to break up with her now? But he accidentally sent that to Laura.
Bummer. We've all been there, right?
Yes. The worst person to do
You
that
can't
to.
even like you just like there's so many throwaways of insanity that
You can't write
it's-
this.
Yeah, and it's sad. And it's like wild to see someone's illness could get this far.
Yeah.
And we've received criticism from different people in the community for even covering it, because there was this idea like, oh, Clayton's not the father, so it's over. And people don't realize it's not over.
Yeah, she
she's
would
had a
continue to
restraining
do
order for a
this.
decade against this other guy.
Yeah.
And
Which
she-
has prevented Mike from getting jobs.
It prevents you from getting jobs. It makes it hard to get through the airport. Like, good luck with your
Oh.
pre-check and all that stuff. You have a restraining order
Wow.
on you.
Wow.
Now, it wouldn't affect someone like me to the extent that like I do YouTube and stuff like that. Like,
right.
but it would if like you don't know how it affects you, because even I've covered other things, like some serious topics, and then I've been like, I gotta go promote this show. Like, say I'm going to the Pittsburgh Improv. Anyone who wants to cancel me can email the Pittsburgh Improv a strongly worded letter about why I'm X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And that's what can happen. And so like you'll never find out why someone says like, all right, we actually aren't booking you now. And
Mhm.
like, so that's happened to Clayton. And with Mike, you get to that level of the background check where you pass the interviews and then you don't get the job.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have a violent restraining order against
Yeah.
you.
Does he still have it?
He has just gotten it. The judge has just gotten it removed, but she's filing an appeal. She actually refused to show up, claiming some medical issue, and that's when she was caught horse riding the next day.
Yeah.
But she claimed a medical issue, and she's made blogs about her
Wow.
diagnosis, and she's autistic and
Oh,
has
yeah,
an eating
yeah.
disorder and all these things.
Because there's a justiceforlauraowens.com, and that's like the first sentence.
Yeah, a real page turner.
Yeah.
And no, but nobody, not one person supports her. It isn't like one of those issues where there's a 30% of people that are like,
no one's come out.
There's nobody.
There's only like one childhood friend that's like kind of interviewed in the series.
Yeah, and we've interviewed people that were gonna speak out, and she got wind of it.
Oh.
Yeah, and she started airing out like dark family secrets.
Oh, of them?
Total mobster stuff. Now I've been, we've kind of like been hesitant to cover it because it's not important stuff, but it's like, imagine if you knew someone and you could fuck their life up enough that you just like, and it took people that were on the witness list and made them go away.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a witness for the state of Arizona.
Right.
Can't fuck with me.
No.
And the trial's going to happen
when is
next
it?
month, and I got to buy a plane ticket.
Oh my God! Wait, are you going to be a witness?
Well, I mean, I'm on the list. Yeah, I'm on the like the
so
court witness list. There's
so you
everyone
have to go.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Like, are you
I'm gonna go either way
to report.
Yeah. So either she accepts the plea deal, and then I'll be there for the sentencing, where the judge will like say, if she accepts the plea deal, her victims get a chance to speak, which is important. And like,
wait, I kind of want to go. Can anyone go and just sit
let's go.
in?
Yeah,
I kind of want to go.
Yeah. I mean, for the last trial, there was a large crowd of people went.
Wow.
And at any moment, she could take the plea, but eventually she's gonna have to she's running out of time. The plea deal deadline has long passed. It was like a month ago.
Wait, really?
But those deadlines are like arbitrary.
Yeah.
So they might give her one more stern hearing where they're like, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
She said, I got a new lawyer, and like he's got to review the info, and the lawyer's obviously going to be pushing heavily for her to take the plea deal.
What is the plea deal?
It's not known publicly, but it's probably rather than 14 felonies, they say like, look, we'll get rid of these ones. You lied under oath, whatever, but you got to admit to these two. And if you admit to these two, the judge will then decide the sentencing. Because at that point, there's no jury. You've admitted to it. And then if you admit to something, it's like, well, this is, 6 months to 2 years. And then the judge is going to decide. And then you just better be on good behavior, and maybe you'll get let out early.
Yeah.
But again, that would be a sentencing that would be at a local jail, not a prison. The prison is like where you're going to prison. That's like the yard and all of the. Yes. But the prisons in some cases are cushier.
Yeah.
Because they are like, you're there, there's commissary, or all, I don't know all the terms, but there's like medical help, psychologists, even like getting an education.
Yeah, there's classes.
Whereas like jail is like, you're in the county jail. You're just going to sit there until you're done.
That's pretty brutal.
So that's, if she takes a plea deal.
60 days in county. Well.
Yeah, and people can.
She deserves it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But, what she really needs is like psychological help,
really badly,
and that would be nice. That would actually be nice if a judge was like, look, part of your time served will be in like a mental health facility where you figure out what the fuck's wrong with you.
Yeah, she needs that.
But it's not like she's not. She's a danger to society.
Yeah,
because she's still on dating sites. She still.
She is.
Yeah, and like she still can like fuck with so many people. She even. I mean, early on, she tried to change her name to Emily, and we found out we're like, Emily, you can't run away from this. Like, you can't just change your name.
Wasn't that the name of her friend, her childhood friend that like came forward?
We don't know who that friend was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was anonymous.
No idea who that was.
Well, she did say that Laura, as a kid, just always wanted fame. So it kind of
I know
sense.
people that have come forward that were like friendly with her. Not come forward, but like come forward to me. And whoever they have is probably someone different. She wasn't like a popular person, so I don't think that many people know her.
Yeah.
It's all online. It's all.
Now we can cut this. You told me this, but didn't you say she tried sleeping with you?
With me?
Yeah.
No.
I thought you said that to me.
You can keep that in. No.
I thought you said that in DM to me.
Did she try to sleep with me?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
Show me the DM. This is so funny. I mean, maybe she wanted to. I don't know.
Who could blame her?
No, there's no way in hell I would have said that.
Okay, let me see.
So funny. No, I've never met her. I would interview her if she wanted to like tell the truth, but I don't find it that interesting. I mean, it would be interesting, but like I've just so moved on with my coverage of other things. I see, right?
You said Laura tried to fuck with me.
Oh.
And I thought you said Laura tried to fuck me.
Come on, I got standards. Have you seen Tasha?
Oh my God, yeah, she's gorgeous. His wife is gorgeous.
No.
Wait, that's so funny.
I was like, maybe you know something I don't.
Well, I wouldn't put it past her.
There is a relationship there. There's for sure like a kinship. You know, like I want her to. I would love nothing more to find out she like got a job at Whole Foods and
is
like,
doing well.
That's why I've always encouraged her to just like fess up, make a podcast about it, start paying your debt.
Yeah.
Like literally fess up to it, talk about all of the
and
issues.
you could have a redemption arc.
I mean, honestly, like how beautiful would it be for someone to realize that all of the pressures of the world and social media and everything, because she's not alone. It's rare, but these people exist.
Yeah.
Chances are she takes it to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, sometimes people have a come to Jesus moment and they get right.
Yeah.
And she moves on from this.
I mean, that's the best way to play it, even if you don't fully believe that yourself and you're just trying to be self-serving. Like, that's the best PR move, is just to be like, I was so mentally unwell and I, you know, admit everything. And
she is. Like,
yes.
It's like she's so unwell that like talk your way through it and have some sort of accountability system where, you know, maybe someone else tracks your socials. Like there's 12-step programs for things of people with addiction.
And do a TEDx, a TED Talk.
I mean, she literally could. She literally could. The you know, like the whole documentary now is like, I got pregnant by the fucking Bachelor. How about I faked a pregnancy with the Bachelor?
Yeah.
I'll watch that show.
Oh my God.
And people say, no, she needs this, that. And it's like, look, I'm all about, you know, using your voice. And if there's a redemption there, I'd absolutely interview her or be interviewed by her if she was going to be honest. I'd walk out if she's going to start to lie. Like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't platform her. But like, you know,
it needs to be many years down the road though. She needs to, I mean, like,
but what might happen is she decides not to take the plea because she actually would enjoy the structure of a prison because she's like so thirsty for a structure. She might not realize this, but she's living in chaos. She's in hell.
Right.
And she might think, well, there's no greater martyrdom than going to jail after I was jailed for becoming pregnant by the Bachelor. Like that's the story that she might try to tell.
Yes, and then she'll come out and write a book.
Because she will lose. I mean, she's like the evidence is hard.
Yeah,
like she will lose if she takes it to trial.
I know.
And now people want that because you know it'll like you know this will unless people interfere with it, this will be like a streaming documentary.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's going to happen. It's just whether or not.
And you're going to be heavily featured.
Well, if I have anything to say about it, it's like, tell my story.
I
hate when I give a rant and it gets clipped up. Like, but this is why it's hard to tell because I could, you know, you can bebop around all day about it. It's just like was a wild story.
Was there anything that Love Trap missed that you wish was included or like misrepresented?
That's a good question. I think it's hard. I would tell Stephanie, like, I don't envy that job she had to bank all of the interviews and make something out of it because you'll never get to the depth of all of the things. Like if Laura, for every email, which is a 10-minute read, you might only got like a 20-second clip of that, but the whole 10 minutes is must see. So like no documentary could capture all of that because there's thousands of pages.
True. I mean, you have like so many videos on it, right?
Yeah. And Stephanie did a really good job. I mean, she did the best job anyone could do with it. Yeah. With like getting it whittled down into that format. They kind of like, I spent like so long teasing the Chase J. Jones stuff and they didn't probably have the format to do that, but that was like a massive part of the investigation. It was like this like mythical thing that we finally solved. Yeah. So which we never thought was going to get solved. We were just like, we'll just never have, it just like went away. There was a lot of things like that I don't know how deep they went into the laptop, but the laptop was huge.
Yeah, the laptop was
And the one thing I
riveting.
can just say, I always have to make sure like the people that raised the money for all of this are just like good people.
Yeah.
They're just like folks online.
I know your community's
They raise money for
amazing.
my lawyer, for Clayton's lawyer, for the laptop, and there's a
Mhm.
fundraiser like even this weekend because there's still more debts that have to be paid. So they're just continuing
Wow.
to.
So then what happens if she ends up having to like pay money? Does that will that funnel back to them, or
Well, first of all, she'll never
have the
she
money to do that?
yeah, she's only being forced to pay money to Clayton. The fundraiser that's happening now is for Mike. He's like $100,000 in legal fees.
Holy shit.
But no, she doesn't have the money. I mean, if she won the lottery tomorrow, they could
Yeah.
like seize it, but like there's no money to seize.
So the trial is for all three men.
The trial is all of the previous trials were like family court things. This is she is charged with crimes from the state of Arizona. So this trial is Laura Owens versus the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
And so they're there as witnesses.
Right.
But who they decide to call on, I mean, they've got Laura's mom, they're all witnesses, right? Like Laura's sister, Clayton, even the lady whose ultrasound was stolen from Texas, they're all listed. So depending on how much time they have, you know, I could see a world where like they don't need me. Everything they need from me is already provided. But they might want me to just go up there and share, you know, whatever. But like, I don't, even though I'm listed as a witness, I'm probably not as important now because I've already sort of given them the stuff.
All the info.
But hearing the stories of the men and like, God, and they're convincing. Like these guys, they're hurt, you know, and their wives, Danielle, Mike's wife.
Yeah.
When I met them after one of the trials, she was like, "Oh, I feel like I could hug you," and I was like, "Bring it in, sister."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I get it. You feel like you could hug me because until this whole thing came out, you just lived this world where your friends were like, "Oh, maybe your husband's a wife
big
beater."
red flag.
Crazy.
I know. It's great that she stuck by him because that must have been.
And I think it was a challenge at first because she had to see the depths of what Mike was dealing with to realize, oh yeah, no, this isn't just like.
Because I mean, everybody wants to believe women, you know, but it's like women like this who really fuck it up for everybody else who really is going through.
That's like, and that's one of the messages that we were very like, it was very easy to talk about where it's like, look, you believe people, but then you verify. So like people believed Laura, like the system actually played out. People believed Laura.
Yeah.
And then the verification didn't come through.
Yeah.
So it was actually proof that I think people are in the right place now where it's like, okay, if someone wants to make accusations about someone else, believe them, but also like give a moment for the other person to not have their life ruined.
Yes.
Because like just give it a moment, you know, like most things are pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you don't swing the wrecking ball in one direction so it can't come back. And the internet kind of proved that like Laura's bullshit wasn't up to par. And so like that's why I kind of like say, wow, this doesn't hurt any causes of like believing people. It's just like a unique case where bad people do bad things.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, you guys absolutely have to go and listen to this series. It's amazing. Love Trapped by, Stephanie?
Stephanie Young's the narrator, but it's like an iHeartRadio podcast,
Yes.
so it's easy to find.
Yeah.
It's audio only, so it's all out.
Very easy listen. I powered through it in like a day. It's so good. And also listen to Dave Neal. There's his YouTube channel, which is Dave Neal.
Yep, just search Dave Neal anywhere, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We post all of our clips there.
And then probably on podcast and Spotify too,
yeah,
right?
Audio.
Yep,
anywhere.
Yeah, that's the Rush Hour.
Rush Hour with Dave Neal.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me.
A pleasure.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the good things. And remember, you can't spell drama without D.